The best fresh fragrances you can get on the market today. This is the video you need to be watching. What's going on, guys? My name is Neeb. Welcome back to AROMATIX. Today we're going to be talking about the absolute best summertime scents that you could pick up today in 2025. We're talking designers, niche, cheapies, maybe even some dupes and clones. And if they're here, that means that they're better than the OGs, or for one reason or another, have a certain value or factor that made them worthy of being on this list. Regardless, these are the best summertime fragrances you can have in your collection. An oldie but a goodie, and suiting multiple different occasions and seasons. It's Dior Homme Cologne. This smells like lemon citruses with musk. It's so simple, but there's so much beauty and simplicity, and especially with this fragrance. Little backstory behind this fragrance is that they changed the bottle or packaging presentation, and they used to not have this Dior Homme. So I still have that bottle, and that's the one that I usually go with, but don't worry because this one is identical. They're both pretty damn close. It's a lemon zest along with this musky, just sexy vibe, man. It smells clean, it smells expensive, and it gets the job done. It's called Dior Homme Cologne. You definitely want to spray this one on at least 6 to like 12 times if you want about 4 to 6 hours of longevity. And yes, that is normal, especially for a scent profile like this. The cons of that performance is honestly made up because of how good it smells. Moving on. Offering something a little bit cheaper, and this one is not that new, but it is a lot of people don't even know about this one. It's called Zena's Imperial Blue, and the reason this is in the list is because of the fact that A, it has the performance, but also B, it has the price point. This is for around $50–$55. It smells a lot like Bleu de Chanel, and in fact, it's a little bit stronger than that. It smells like a fresh shower gel scent, but it does have a little bit more than just musks and maybe a couple of citruses. You can expect some herbal vibes coming from the aromatics in this one. And as it starts to dry down, you're gonna get what smells like this more ambery and sandalwood vibe of a fragrance. A lot more going on here. It's not exactly Bleu de Chanel, but honestly, I'm so bored and sick of that DNA. And despite the fact that even if I am bored, it's still worthy, but just nowadays, especially at the price point and for what it's doing as simple, I'd almost every single time go for Imperial Blue. Longevity for that fragrance is a minimum of 6 hours. I've gotten up to 10 hours for me personally, and I would spray this on anywhere from 6 to 7, maybe 8 times. So one designer, one cheap. Now let's move on to another designer because it's in reach. YSL Y80P will forever be one of the recommendations for, reasons of its own. First off, this is probably my 4th bottle. I've been rocking this since the day it came out. And I've been rocking this one even through its flankers. Yes, there's Le Parfum. Yes, there's like the white one, the clear one, the silver one, the blue one, and probably coming soon, the fucking gold and the orange one. And that's how crazy a lot of these flankers are. But listen, and listen close. If you're looking for the best one, this is still it, and it will still be it for a long time. It's fresh, it's shower gel, much similar to how something like this smells, except it smells a little bit more youthful than Boudet you-know-who. And the reason I think is probably the inclusion of some ginger. It's like taking a clean shower gel scent, including a little bit of energy, basically shocking it, and turning it into something that has a more crisp apple style of vibe, something that's more energizing from ginger as well. The aromatics in this one is less on the lavender side and more towards the sage, a bit more crisp. And the amberwoods and the way that this one smells is just incredible, you guys. This will always and forever be an iconic summer scent, an all-year scent, including one of these that a lot of you guys are gonna give me shit about, but I don't care because it's really that good. So yes, this will forever be in the top. For a long time, actually. And it's no surprise that YSL actually makes a lot of great summertime fragrances, including YSL L'Homme, that fragrance, but it's not on this list because that shit is water. It's such a shame because to me, it smells like ginger and white gummy bears, and so f***ing sexy when you can smell it, that is. But a lot of times you can't, and that's why it's not on this list. Not all fragrances have to be like crazy performers to be included on this list, and this next one is a cheapie. It's not Middle Eastern though. It doesn't have the craziest performance, but it's still really good. And it's kind of a hidden gem, and I was like, man, do I really want to reveal this one or do I want to just keep it as exactly that? But f it, man. Here it is. It's called Jimmy Choo Man Ice. This smells like a fresh aromatic. It smells much more expensive, man. This stuff gives me like Roja's Elysium vibes, right? Like something that's crisp, that's herbal, that's aromatic, that's also fresh and a little zesty. And we're not talking about that one fragrance. What is it called? Summer Mink. We're talking about Jimmy Choo Man Ice. It smells like if you put it in this bottle, you could sell it for like 200 bucks. The only downside with this one is the fact that the longevity isn't really the best. But in all honesty, this stacks up right there next to this. It smells ridiculously close to something like Dior Homme Cologne. So if you can't afford it, this video is still good for you because I'm always gonna be including things like this. This one, honestly, that smells ridiculously close. Oh. It's just a little bit more herbal and aromatic. This one is like the fresher version, but both of these are so sexy. Spray this one on at least 8 times, and you're good for maybe 4 to 5 hours. The herbs in this one helps it last a little bit longer as well, but still for a fraction of the price. Check the links down in the description as always, where you can find these for some of the lowest prices if it's not already on Shop Aromatics. A great summer fragrance that won't break the bank, and especially when it comes to having to overspray, you need something you can spray without feeling guilty. Moving on into something that is relatively expensive, but man, this shit is fire. And I'd be lying to say that it wasn't, and this is one of the best men's fragrances of all time. It's Roja's Elysium. This guy knocked it out of the goddamn park, and it sucks for me because like this is like the cream of the crop when it comes to herbal men's freshies that's also modern. And why does it suck for me? It's because I'm a little jealous, man. Like, I want to create the best men's freshie of all time, and we might, actually. There's a lot of them that could potentially be on here. And it would if it was already out, but it's not. Maybe not all of them. But this is incredible, man. All bullshit aside, all jokes aside, this smells like yacht money vibes. This has Rich Man written all over it. It's got a little bit of salty ambergris, some vanilla to counteract. It doesn't go too salty. It doesn't smell like wet dog salt or anything like that. Also, these fresh and naturalistic herbal aromatics. To my nose, I get like this thyme, maybe even some rosemary, and then those citruses as a chef's kiss. It smells so good, and I love it. Longevity for this one, if you're spraying it at least 6 times, you should be okay for about 5 hours. But please understand that this smells so good that it's even worth it at that price point. It's under 200 bucks on discounters. If we can find it, we'll put it in the links as well. If not, always, like I say, find it at the cheapest place for you. Moving on, by the way, you guys, there's a lot of discounters that I have coupons. If you don't already know, check the links down in the description. I think Droma Shop, we have coupon codes where you can use it in-app only, but still it's money saved. It helps also this channel for me to be able to come back and buy a lot of these fragrances as well. So it's a win-win scenario. If you do find it, however, cheaper, I'll always tell you to go there first. Moving on, this is a newer fragrance, and you guys are probably gonna like hate me for this one. I'm sorry, okay? These are the top 15, but this is that good. This should be indicative of how good it is to it be in this list, because every single time I have worn this, it's a 10. It's a 10 consistently, and I did not think that they could knock it out of the park. And this also offers something that's new in a world of so many repetitive DNAs, okay, but still reminds you in a vein, but also tops their previous releases. This brand dropped a cheapy fragrance, Middle Eastern, that got cloned itself, and it's already cheap. It wasn't available for a year, and other brands were cloning it. This is Nitro Elixir. It is that good, you guys. It's in a realm of something in between YSL Myself Le Parfum meets Nitro Red. And this is by far their best. Oh, Neve saying it's the best because it's new. No, trust me. This blows out red. This blows out white for me. And I will stand by that. This is the best fucking one. And you can wear it in the summer and every freaking day. It outprojects and outperforms a lot of these fragrances already. So what does it smell like, you may ask? It kind of smells like, imagine a freshly cleaned pillow, thick, right? But still fresh, a little floral, orange flower with some citruses, hints of pepper because it is the Le Parfum, with a sweet, mass-appealing undertone. It's like if Invictus and Baccarat had a baby with YSL Myself Le Parfum. That's literally the combination, basically. This is it. There you have it. Longevity, I never get less than, I want to say I never get less than 10, but I'm going to play it safe and say never less than 8. It is what it is. Where is it? When is it? If it's available, you guys, it's going to be on the list. But I just want to tell you guys that this is a fucking banger, and it will be on a list this important. Moving on. Next one is also from a niche company, but it's a little bit more affordable. And this is incredible because of value, price point, projection, and performance. Now, I thought about putting Bulgari Tiger because it's a really good fragrance, but the price point is a really breaking point for me and for a lot of people. And in that realm, this one does it better in the price point, in the projection, and also in the performance. Now, the scent profiles are pretty damn close. And in terms of the projection, Bulgari Tiger does okay, but this one just does it better. This is called Sospiro's Vibrato. It's got this shower gel DNA, and my cat is tearing up the carpet.
One eternity later.
So, like I was saying, it's got this fresh shower gel DNA, very similar to something like the ones we mentioned before, but it's an overdose of like grapefruit citruses. Also, the aromatics in this Vibrato, in comparison to Bulgari Tiger, is a bit more pronounced. The ambergris or the ambroxan that you're using in this one also seems like it's dosed up too. So you have the projection, you have a very similar clean shower gel and citrus scent profile with those aromatics and the enhanced ambroxan person to really kill in terms of projection and performance, even more so than Tiger. Tiger's still excellent. I have the fragrance, I love it. And honestly, I would buy it again for collection's sake. And if you asked me, yes, it's still good. But if I were to head them up toe to toe, this one would take the cake every single time. Just because of I can smell it, bro. Like I'm going out, if hour 3, I could still smell this projecting versus that where it's like, maybe I'll get wafts of it. In those cases, I'm pretty sure you and I will almost every time go for vibrato. You can just smell it. And speaking of vibrato, on the opposite side of the spectrum, this is equally good, but it's cheaper. Now, obviously it's not gonna be exactly the same richness of that blue gel and the naturalistic doses of some of that grapefruit, but I love this scent profile, and I know a lot of people do. This would be the next best thing. It's called Bravanzo Vestige, and this is why I love doing them all in one video, because it places also, you know, this on a certain level, like it's got to step toe to toe. And you can see these mini comparisons all in one video. So Bravanzo Vestige is in the same category, except for the fact that the shower gel seems more pronounced. The citruses, the grapefruit, you cannot mistake it. It just doesn't smell like a very rich or ripe grapefruit. Whereas this, it's like unmistakable, bro. You get a rich ass dripping grapefruit, and this is kind of like a ripe but not dripping. That's pretty much the compromise. However, this is still absolutely worth it. If you have the increase in budget, I would say go for vibrato. The fact of the matter is that the quality of ingredients does take the cake. But if you're on a budget and you can't afford vibrato, then Bravanzo would be my next preference personally when it comes to this scent profile. But overall though, this is a fragrance that's deserving of being on this list because of its objective quality that I think even at the price point is right there leveled with what it's giving you. And I would personally say the same for this. Now, if you blindfolded someone and you put them toe to toe next to each other, completely taking away the price, they will almost always pick this because of the quality. But if that same person is on a budget, this would be the next best thing. Moving on. You're gonna hate me for this one, but it's the truth, and it'll always stay on this list. This is called Sauvage Eau de Parfum, and Sauvage is just, it's a killer, bro. It's a killer. I mean, this was stemmed off of Aventis, you guys. In the briefing with all of the perfumers and basically where they want to tell the objective of the fragrance, they started with Aventis. Give us something that's less pineapple, less smoky, more mass appealing. And they ended up with some citruses, peppers, rather than the smoke, incense, and ambergris. It's fresh, it's peppery, it's projecting, it's long lasting, and it gets compliments. It's always going to be on this list. The projection and performance for this, for me, it's at least 6 hours in all clothing, up to 8. By the way, the performance for this one is also pretty much the entire day. Bravanzo does not have any weak performing fragrances. I would say don't expect any less than 6 hours. So moving on from Sauvage, this one is going to be a pretty expensive one, but in all honesty, it's definitely worthy of being on this list. Louis Vuitton's Imagination. It's not just a freshie. This is a fragrance that's, I would personally say, iconic at this point. It made a realm of fragrances I was never into soapy, something a little bit more interesting by including a bit of this melon accord and this crisp green tea. The tea in itself smells pretty naturalistic, and for me, it gives it this masculine touch. Now, initially, when I sprayed this on, I was like, who the hell wants to smell like soap? I get it, bro, I was there. But wear it, see people's reactions and responses, and your mind may change. Now, for me, you know, I'd be lying to say that compliments don't change an experience or a wearing experience, but it does, you know? Like, obviously it does. Hey, I like it a little bit more because of that. If the fragrance was something I couldn't tolerate, forget the compliments, but it's something that I did tolerate. And in fact, I started to love. For another reason as well, it reminded me of being on vacation at those luxury hotel soaps, or having that luxury hotel soap with a side of iced tea. Speaking of Sauvage, this was just going to be an honorable mention, but I think it's worthy of being on here. This is called Coach Green, and it's by far one of the longest lasting Coach fragrances, and it's for a freaking fraction of the price of something like this. Now, in all honesty, although it's cheaper, it smells a little bit more naturalistic than even Sauvage. I will say that you can't put them toe to toe, but if you want like a different take or something more refreshing, this one does similar, but it has really mostly going to be this unique kiwi note and geranium and rosemary. But as a whole, and what it smells like, it's kind of like a little bit more of a naturalistic and slightly green version of this. This is a f***ing sleeper, and it lasts in comparison to Coach Regular. That's just atrocious longevity. I don't get less than 4 hours with this, okay? Let's just keep it real. It's about 4 to 5 hours. You spray it on about 6 to 8 times, and you're set. But for a fraction of the price, it's a sleeper fragrance. It's Coach Green, and it will forever be on this list. I really wish that I could have put Coach Original, because Coach Original smells incredible. The Platinum, it's got that pineapple DNA. It's not as good, in my opinion. It kind of just places me in like the vein of other pineapple fragrances. But the green, I love that stuff. Moving on. This is quite literally niche, This is my creation with French Avenue, and it's called Platine Blanc. This will go down forever as one of the best summertime fragrances for me because obviously I wouldn't create something that I don't think is the best, right? And this is a natural recreation of a mojito, which would be my drink of choice, obviously, without the booze. This is lemon, lime, naturally distilled rosemary and mint, and then also jasmine and musks as it starts to dry down, with some woody dry down as well. This is a recreation of that drink, okay? So imagine yourself being at the beach with a virgin mojito. You'd end up with something like this. Fizzy water, lemon, lime, and that mint. And the rosemary is really to help with its longevity, etc. A lot of people will give comparisons like Gin Tonic and Torino 21, and they wouldn't necessarily be wrong in terms of like classifying it in family of fragrances, but they would if they were to say that this is like a dupe of it, because it was not. This in fact has better quality of ingredients in terms of the naturals, and also the ambergris or ambroxan in this one is something that I think also helps with its projection as well. Especially that mint is what really keeps it with its longevity. So are you wrong? No, it's in that vein. So it gives you like yacht vibes, high class, and elegant vibes without having the price tag and still giving you that quality and maybe even slightly better. So no, it's not gonna smell exactly like either one of those fragrances. It's in fact its own creation. But then again, Gin Tonic does have like a carbonated water soda style of DNA like Sprite. And then Torino 21 smells like a mojito without the carbonation, basically. This is called Platine Blanc, and I personally don't get less than 6 hours with this one. And mostly what is really the projecting factor is gonna be the salty ambergris along with that mint. It's incredible, I love it. And I'm also coming out with a lot more fresh fragrances that will really, is just next level, especially for the price. And they will contend with a lot of these, if not push some of these aside. Next one, also by YSL, it's Myself the Original. They release a lot of flankers, and L'Absolu has to be the best flanker of them all, but unfortunately the performance just is not it, bro. So this one is to date still the absolute best one when it comes to inspirations for myself. Longevity is there, 6 to 8 hours. The projection is excellent. It's some citruses along with this white floral. It doesn't smell like a pillow per se, like one of these other fragrances, but it does remind you of like white fabric softener sheets. Clean, elegant, sophisticated, and longevity and projection is there. Women love that stuff. If you're on a budget and you want something that does this scent profile slightly richer, this is a new fragrance. I don't have it yet. I don't know where you can get it yet. I think just in the UK, in Elite Aromas and filled with Baraka, it's called Zina Lumen. It does the same scent profile with the same citruses, but I believe these are extraits. So Eau de Parfum versus extrait. It's cheaper. Is it the same exact thing? The ambergris might be dosed up or a little higher quality in this one, but this fragrance is still excellent. It's a classic and a timeless. It's called Zina's Lumen. My experience with this one has never been less than 7 to 9 hours with this. It's pretty thick white florals that really last for a majority portion of the day. Moving on, we're down to the last few, you guys. This one is crazy to me. It's crazy because it came in, well, no, it's its own fault. Creed Aventus came in, did an epic ass scent profile, and then it made way for somebody else to do it even better because of reformulations, etc. And we're not gonna go into why they reformulated it. Maybe watch one of my older videos where we talk about it, or we'll bring it up in another one. But this one came in, it did the old DNA, it did the old performance, and it absolutely annihilated. This is Club de Nuit, oh, this is the limited edition Parfum. So as of right now, this is the only one that I have in hand in front of me. But as of right now, I would say that the two best ones is the Club de Nuit Intense Man Eau de Parfum and the Extrait de Parfum. Extrait is a bit more reserved. It smells kind of like the Parfum, but a little bit more, well, it is more dosed up. So it's still well balanced, well blended, and sophisticated and smooth while giving you the longevity, not necessarily projecting as much. The Eau de Parfum will give you something in between. Not as refined, but still more projecting and also long lasting. Not as long lasting as Extrait. So it depends on what you're looking for. Do you just want annihilation in the performance department? Or, in the projection department, go for Eau de Parfum. If you just want smooth, chill vibes, last all day, go for the Extrait de Parfum. This is a crazy ass list, you guys, because it's really hard to narrow it down, right? With having this many fragrances, but it's just the truth. So moving on, this is the next one. And even then, honestly, like there are a lot of summer fragrances that I have that I just haven't visited in so long. Imagine having 5,000 fragrances. Like there's so many that I'm like, what about Acqua di Gio? What about, Eclissa's Capri? I love this fragrance. It's a lot of olibanum. It kind of smells like Acqua di Gio Profumo, but with a lot of olibanum, a lot of resins, piney vibes that people might not like. And as I'm finishing the video, I'm like, I really want to include this. But the reality of it is that I picked these right now for a reason, right? So as I start to maybe dive into other scent profiles like Cedrat Boissé or revisit some scents, this list may change over spans of like, we're talking months, if not years, okay? But this is it for right now. Terre d'Hermès Eau Intense Vetiver is straight class. This is every luxury hotel I've ever been to, their lobby, bro. I even thought about putting, see what I'm saying, like Pacific Chill. That same lobby that you're in, walk up to the counter of water where they have those fruits. That's what Pacific Chill smells like. But I can't put 20 in a list, right? So it's like, if I had to just pick these 15, which ones would it pick? These are the ones. These are definitely the ones. So Eau Vetiver Intense, and even if I had to pick between Imagination or Pacific Chill, it would be Imagination. The compliment factor is just crazy. So the list is picked for a reason, okay? Eau Vetiver Intense, absolutely phenomenal. And even though the vetiver is pretty intense, it still works in the summertime and it just smells like straight class and straight money. Speaking of the note of vetiver, that is a note that I have gotten into over time. Oh, by the way, this lasts a good 7 hours. I would say 7 to 8 hours. This note of vetiver took me a long time to get into because of grapefruit. A lot of people don't like the astringency or the bitterness of grapefruit. But once I was into it, I dove head first and I loved so many. And I also revisited fragrances that I don't really care too much or the hype for. This one, however, it's not called Perseus. It's called Pierce. And the reason is the price point is absolutely outrageous. When I like a fragrance of vetiver and citruses, that costs only $130, and then another niche fragrance drops something, Pierce, for $350 to $400 that smells like maybe a tweaked version of this, I'm sorry, it's not worth it. Until this came out. And this is for like 50 to 60 bucks. It's a clone of Pierce, but hear me out. It makes a lot much more sense. Like, in no way, in my opinion, is Pierce or Perseus more better than Intense Vetiver. But when you drop the price to less than half the tag, now it has some competition and even worth it. This is a fresher and a little bit lighter of a take on the whole vetiver citrus DNA that you'll find with this. A little bit more mass appealing, but instead of having just a straight focus on citruses and a lot of this bitter vetiver or the intensity of this, it makes it a little bit more mass appealing by including black currant and a couple of more modern notes, if you will. Also, the inclusion of sweet tonka bean takes a little bit away from the bitterness and gives it a little counteractive balance to the bitterness. So all in all, if you were to go into a vetiver scent profile, it would be much better to start with something like this. Not only is it better because of the price point, but also the scent profile is a little bit easier if you're still unsure about vetiver. So if you know you like vetiver, this is it. If you're not sure and you want to test it out with like Perseus, why buy $400 fragrance? It's not worth it at that point. There are much better for cheaper. Go for this. It's called an Equestrian Series Pierce. Now, in comparison to Perseus, if you fall in love with this one, then potentially consider grabbing the full one. Because I will say that that scent profile is maybe like 10 to 15% richer, and the ambergris does seem a little bit higher quality. But still, the price trade-off that you would get with this makes it much more worth it. Longevity for this one has never been less than 6 hours for me, and I didn't really pay too much attention to how long it lasts past that, in all honesty, but I'll go ahead and rock it today. Regardless of the fact, it smells like money. It's another one of those that just smells like class, and this is how many times that I would genuinely spray this fragrance on because it's just fresh, it's refreshing and cooling with some sophistication coming from that base of vetiver, and what I smell is cedarwood. It smells like class. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. These are currently the best summer fragrances you can get on the market today. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. Make sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss videos just like this, because we're always discovering new cheapies, new niches, and new designers. I did that in the wrong way. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.